The Prophet said, alayhi salatu wasalam, that in Akhirul Zaman, one man would have to maintain 50 women. Are you aware of this? What could possibly explain this dangerous imbalance in the proportion of men to women? Never in history did we ever experience this. Answer: it could not be explained through only warfare. No. Today's warfare involves the use of weapons of mass destruction, nuclear weapons, which do not discriminate between male and female. No. So when the Malhama comes, and most of mankind were to perish, both men and women. So then what is it that explains one man having to maintain 50 women? I gave a lecture in KL to one of the telecommunications companies, Celcom or one of them. And after I had spoken, one of the workers got up and he said, "Sheikh, our workers who put up the cell phone towers report, none of them have baby boys. All of them have only baby girls," confirming what a doctor from Canada had explained to us when we held an international Islamic retreat in my native island of Trinidad in 2009. That the radiation which is coming from your cell phones and from the cell phone towers and from the wireless internet is one of the contributory factors which is damaging health. The pollution of food is also damaging health. The genetic re-engineering of food, so food can no longer function medicinally, is also damaging health. And part of the damage is on the male, in his sperm production. And the sperm production is so damaged that baby boys are no longer going to be born. It's only baby girls. We are now living on the tip of this iceberg. But the scholars of Islam have many more important subjects to teach you about. They're not concerned about this. Maybe in one generation from now, it will be full blown. Because I've been traveling for many years now. And I never saw a cell phone. Never. Nobody had a cell phone. Until recently, maybe about 10 years ago. And now every single Indonesian maid has a cell phone and she's talking back with Bandung and talking with Surabaya. Yeah. So it's proliferating, not just here, around the world. And so we have it tomorrow, which is around the corner, when this prophecy is going to be fulfilled, when there's going to be a calamitous decline in the birth of baby boys, and a huge avalanche of baby girls. How are you going to solve that problem? In Kampung, in the remote countryside, people grow food. People grow food. People have animals. People can survive. In the cities, you work for an income. And as the value of money falls, you are sucked into slavery. And so, while Islam has permitted 4 wives, you are permitted to marry up to 4 wives. The law in Malaysia allows you to marry up to 4 wives. Can this be the solution to the problem? Even if our men were to marry 4 wives, would that solve the problem? Because there are so many more women out there who will not be able to ever get husbands. And a woman needs a husband not only for biological satisfaction. A woman needs a husband for guarding and protecting her. A woman needs a husband to maintain her. Dajjal's women say, I don't need a man to maintain me. Well, please stay in the city. Don't ever come to our Muslim village. Because Allah has given to men the obligation to maintain women. And so my question is, we have a serious problem around the corner. How are we going to solve the problem? This is particularly for the glamorous city, not so much for the remote countryside. My answer is, it is not possible for men. Tomorrow when money collapses even more than it has collapsed now, and men are living in poverty, universal poverty, it is not possible for you to marry 4 women. You would not have the means to do it. No. The only way you can do it is if you were to bring down the standard of living of your first wife. Because if you have 4 wives, you have to treat them with equity. وَإِنْ خِفْتُمْ مَنْ لَا تَعْدِلُوا فَوَاحِدًا, says Allah. If you fear that you will not be able to treat them with equity, then stay with only 1. In order for you to marry 4 and you're working for peanuts, you're going to have to bring down the standard of living of your first wife, which is not fair to her. No. Why should she have to pay the price if you want to take a second or third or fourth wife? So the option, this is my opinion, the option of plural marriages for solving this problem can only work with men who have the means. Men who have the means to be able to take a second or a third or a fourth wife and yet not cause the standard of living of the first wife to decline. Very few men will be able to do that. Very few. Wait until the US dollar collapses and then you'll see what happens to your money. And so the question which I pose to the world of Islamic scholarship is, how are you going to solve that problem? If you do not offer a solution to the problem, there's going to be universal promiscuity. The Prophet ﷺ prophesied. He said about Akhir Zaman, he said, people will have sexual intercourse in public like donkeys. If you do not provide an answer, a solution to this problem which is around the corner, that is what your society is going to be like. Women are going to be stealing other women's husbands. A group of women are going to come together and use one man as a stud and tell him, tonight you go here, tomorrow night there, tomorrow night. to share one man. This is the question I'm posing to the world of Islamic scholarship, for a problem which is around the corner. Nabi Muhammad ﷺ said that one man will have to maintain 50 women. He didn't say one man would have to marry 50 women, because the law permits only